Is this cheating?
Teacher blows hand off doing a chemistry experiment. Teacher blows hand off doing a chemistry experiment.
Ding dong, someone's at the door, you gingerbread.
Hello?
Sweet Summers, where are you? I just want to talk with your arms. She loves me very much. Hello, Mr. Carrot. Bingo. Oh no, my porcelain lobby. Ding dong, someone's at the door, you gingerbread.
Why does it have to be sadness? I don't know, but I am so sad.
I'm sorry, I hope you feel better.
Why the fuck am I crying? And why are you such a fucking bitch?
Excuse me, I know you did not just say that.
You're a bitch, that's why dad left you.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Bitch.
Hey man, what's up?
Dude, shut the fuck up.
What's your fucking problem?
Actually, nothing. Life is really good with you so happy and so thankful to be here, my friend. Do you want to, like, hang out after school or something? Sure. Alright, cool, see you then.
Hey, Nick,
Oh, hey, Susie, what's up?
can I talk to you real quick?
Yeah, of course, that's in your office?
Yeah.
Cool.
It seems like your grades just like all the more.
Really? I think I have an idea on how I
Nick, why did you lock the door?
Why is that bad?
My twin sister and I have always tried to outdo each other. Who got better grades in school? Who was dating a hotter guy? Who could wear the sexiest dress without looking like a tramp? But things got out of control in the last year of high school. My sister was super jealous of my boyfriend, Dennis. She would constantly flirt with him and try to steal him away from me. So, of course, I hated her to death. And when she offered my boyfriend Dennis to help him with his biology project, I freaked out and physically attacked her. I pulled her hair and tried to bite into her neck. She was stronger than me and gave me a black eye. You see, my boyfriend Dennis was the perfect guy. He was popular, funny, his rich parents had bought him a Mustang, so they could drive wherever he wanted. I guess my sister was scared I'd marry Dennis, because she knew she would never find a guy like him. You see, my sister is a very toxic person, and only a fool would want to date her. I didn't care if she was end up with a loser boyfriend, though. I wished her the worst. But then she did something unspeakable. She got pregnant at 8. My mom freaked out and asked, "Who is the father?" To which she responded, "Dennis is the father of my child. We love each other deeply." I was speechless. And my mom asked, "Are you talking about your sister's boyfriend?" "Yes, he loves me. And I'm sure he's choosing to break up with my sister." I wasn't sure if she was messing with me or telling the truth. I screamed, "Liar!" But she laughed and whispered into my ear, "Dennis gave me this baby, and we're gonna raise it together." I was petrified and asked Dennis always tried. He said no, but told me about this weird night where I rang his bell at 2 a.m. and asked to sleep in his bed. So it was true. I told his sister had persuaded me to get pregnant by my boyfriend. I was ready to strangle her. How could she do this to me? And what does this mean for my relationship with Dennis? Seeing him raise a kid with my dreadful sister would kill me inside. I went to my mom and told my mom to punish my sister. She responded, I understand you were mad at her, but right now she is pregnant and needs all the affection and love from her. It was frustrating. All I could do was wait for the baby. She turned out to be a beautiful girl, but I still hated her. A DNA test confirmed that she was Dennis's daughter, and whenever I spent time with him, his daughter was with us, getting all the attention. I couldn't help but feel jealous. As if things couldn't get worse, Dennis asked me if I was open for a triangle relationship with my sister, him, and I. I responded, not in a million years. But I was scared that he would break up with me to date my sister. He said no, but told me about this. I was scared he would break up with me to date my sister. Since they had their baby, they spent a lot of time together and always got along well. It felt like Dennis was falling in love with her, so I did the only reasonable thing and got pregnant too. I thought Dennis would understand, but he didn't. He said, how could you get pregnant without asking me for permission? I will never trust you again. He was so upset that he took my sister as his second girlfriend. And to make things worse, Dennis seemed to love her more than me. I was murderously angry, and my sister got pregnant again. I couldn't believe it. Now she had 2 babies with Dennis, while I only had 1. And he wasn't even mad at her for getting pregnant again. He seemed to love her only more. When my baby boy was born, I was very disappointed. I loved him a lot, but Dennis didn't. He spent most of his time with my sister and her daughter. That's why I took something very special from Dennis and went to a fertility center to get 8 of my eggs fertilized. I hoped for twins, maybe even triplets, but nothing was guaranteed. I quickly knew I was pregnant, but I waited 4 months to get an ultrasound. With the image, I ran home and screamed at my sister, triplets! I have triplets! Liar! She responded. So I showed her the ultrasound image and said, hi, who's got more babies from Dennis now? I was scared he would break up with me to date my sister. He said no, but told me about this weird night where I had ran out. I could tell she was mad. There was no way she could catch up with my 4 babies. But then the unimaginable happened. My sister convinced Dennis that if he didn't leave me, I would get pregnant again. So he came up to me and said, you've been nothing but toxic the last 2 years. I don't love you anymore, and I'm breaking up with you. I'm sorry, it's over. What about our children? I will take care of them half the time, and my parents will pay me child support. But don't ever contact me again. Wow, my boyfriend chose my sister over me. It broke my heart. But at least his rich parents gave me $1,500 per month for each child. But life was harder. I kept checking my sister's Instagram, and seeing her go on vacations with Dennis drove me insane. In my rage, I went back to the fertility center. They still had some of Dennis's seeds left in the freezer, so I got another 8 of my eggs fertilized. And again, after 5 months, I found out I had another set of triplets. I'm not sure why I did it. Maybe I wanted to get revenge on Dennis for leaving me. I still remember going over to his house and saying, you got me pregnant again with triplets. We haven't touched each other in 10 months. I pretended to be my sister and visited me while she was shopping. Yes, you're lying. He smashed the door into my face. But when the babies were born, I did a DNA test and proved Dennis was the father. Of course it was suspicious, and unfortunately his parents started an investigation and found out about the fertility center. They proceeded to sue me and the clinic. It was the hardest time of my life. Taking care of 7 babies while dealing with a lawsuit was unbearable. I was sure I'd go to prison, but the judge said it was the fertility center's fault. They should have never fertilized my eggs without the consent of the sperm donor. Therefore, the clinic has to pay me $2 million in child support over the next 18 years. Meanwhile, Dennis only has to pay child support for our first child. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to see any of my children. I'm wondering how find a boyfriend who's willing to help me raise 7 kids. I could tell she was
Really? This is a work of art. This is a work of art.
I don't know what it is.
You want toast?
What?
You want toast for this?
Yeah, please. I'm very hungry.
This is a work of art.
Hold on. Holy Spirit, act. Holy Spirit, act.
What do you think what this is?
on. She always kept.
However, I was raised to become a greedy gold digger. But once you hear about my story, you wouldn't judge me for my choices. Hi, I'm Beth, and ever since I was born, I often slept outside motel room doors while my mom was working inside. On such nights, at least Mom was able to buy me a warm dinner. Other nights, we'd break into people's houses, and when I say we, I mean me. Mom always said I was a minor and couldn't go to jail, so she made me climb through open windows at night and steal whatever I found. One time I accidentally woke up this scared little girl. She was about to start screaming, but I'm a good liar and told her I was the Tooth Fairy. I said, if you tell anyone that you saw me, then I'll make all your teeth fall out. The following night I came back to visit her, this time with a little Tooth Fairy crown. I told her to bring me some food from her fridge. We ate some cornflakes together, and then I asked her if her mom likes to wear jewelry. She nodded, so I asked where it was hidden. She made a sign to follow her, and together we crawled into her parents' bedroom. But when she opened the drawer and it made that squeaky noise, her dad woke up. What are you doing there? I'm helping the Tooth Fairy. Oh, it's the middle of the night, and put Mom's bracelet back down. She crawled into her parents' bed, and I used my chance to grab the bracelet and crawl out. I had no idea if it was worth much until I got out of the house. Only then I saw that it was a real diamond tennis bracelet. We later sold it for $4,000, which was more than we've ever had before. I was raised to become a greedy gold digger. Mom spent it all on drugs, so that kind of sucked. Things got worse when Mom started dating one of her clients. Yes, we were allowed to stay in his apartment, but Mom started to completely lose it. I woke up one morning and saw Mom sitting and watching me with her eyes super wide. I said, you're scaring me, Mom. And you look just like your dad. What? I thought you didn't know who my dad was. Oh, I know. We can go visit him right now if you want. Well, I think you're on drugs, but sure. Let's get some fresh air. Right as we leave the house, Mom walks over to a mother and her baby, leans over the stroller and pukes right on the poor little thing. The mother completely loses it and starts beating my mom with her handbag. I felt so bad because there was nothing I could do for my mom. She probably needed a psychologist, but I had no money for one. So I just packed my bag and left her, hoping that someday I could get her some therapy. I decided to walk into the richest neighborhood of my city and knock on doors. I'm looking for a job. I'll do anything, I said, and this old lady took pity on me. Her husband had just died, and she must have been lonely. Meanwhile, I was a street kid, a savage. The woman gave me shelter and food, and in exchange I helped a bit with the housework and robbed her left and right. Had I been smarter, I would have treated her well and made sure to get her inheritance. But I was a fool and got addicted to the good life. Mom spent it all on drugs, so that kind of to the good life. I spent $1,000 each month on clothes alone and made friends with other rich girls from my neighborhood. It was a fancy life, but when I turned 18, the old lady had enough of my behavior and threw me out. I was unwilling to go back into poverty and asked around if any of the other neighbors needed a babysitter or maid. Sure, I was uneducated and not anyone's first choice, but I had heard rumors that one of the neighbors was not getting along with his wife anymore. So I knocked on the door and said, "Hey neighbor, I'm really in need for a job because my grandma just threw me out. Are you looking for a babysitter?" "No, not really." "Are you sure? Because I would stay overnight to take care of your kids and help you with anything you want. I also heard gossip that you and your wife have relationship problems and that you moved into a hotel. So let's just see how things turn out." He looked dazzled but let me in. His kids were already asleep, so he sat down to drink some wine and talked. I made up lies to make him pity me, like saying I had been in and out of foster care my whole life. But I don't think that was even necessary. I mean, I was young and good-looking, and he was in his 40s and frustrated with his wife. I quickly had him under my spell. The good life. I spent $1,000 each month on clothes under my spell. We went to bed together, and I thought I had made it. Finally, a guy with enough resources to take care of me. But after a week of us living together, he told me he was going to try again with his wife. I responded, Am I not good enough for you? Oh, I'm doing it strictly for my kids. I don't want them to go through a divorce. Well, his wife moved back in and she hated me. She told me to stop wearing yoga pants and kept telling her husband to throw me out. She said they didn't need a babysitter. Honestly, I don't understand why a man would stay with a woman like her. She was overweight, old, and did nothing but complain. But he gave in to her demands and threw me out. I mean, he also rented me a one-bedroom apartment in the city where he secretly visited me behind his wife's back, but I still felt like a second-class citizen. One time, he promised to take me out for dinner on a Friday night, but canceled it last minute because his wife made problems. I realized I couldn't just be a mistress, but that I needed to marry a rich guy to be secure. I first tried to find a rich man at top-end bars, but it didn't work out. They already had many girls around them, and many prettier than me. So I decided to instead just get pregnant by my sugar daddy. If he had kids with his current wife and me, he'd choose me over her any day, I thought. But as irony would have it, on the day I took my first pregnancy test, which came out negative, I had a plumber come by my home to fix the drain. He actually dared to ask me, "Any plans for tonight?" "Yeah, I'll go to a fancy dinner." Oh God, how boring. You should do something instead. Like let me take you out to a bar, under my spell. We went to bed together and I thought I had made it. Take you out to a bar. I couldn't believe how confident this guy was. Here he was on his knees fixing my sink and still flirting with me as if I was below him. "Well, what job are you working?" he asked me. The blood rushed in my face. I knew I was nothing but a gold digger and I was embarrassed about it. "None of your business," I replied. "Well, can I come back tomorrow? The sink isn't fixed yet?" "Oh, it's fixed, but I'm curious about you. You talk like a girl from the streets, but live in this nice place? I want to know your secret." You know when you sometimes just get along well with someone? That's how I felt with this guy. His name was Tom, and he came over to my apartment the next day, where we kept talking about the crappy families we grew up in. He told me his dad was in a biker gang, and one day, he and another guy from his gang were ordered to assassinate a biker from a rivaling gang. But the target turned out to be an old friend of his dad. So, his dad took his weapon and knocked his gang brother out instead of the target. Afterward, he had to flee states with his son because his old biker gang swore to cut out his tattoo. I could quickly tell that Tom and I had lots of things in common. Not just our drug-addicted parents, but we both grew up poor, and that shapes you in a certain way. When he took me to his apartment, I saw cockroaches crawling across the floor, and he only had a mattress. Sure, I had grown up in similar bad conditions and didn't want to go back to it, but next to Tom, I felt like I could be myself. Money didn't seem so important anymore. When I told him that I had a sugar daddy, he even called me smart for making such easy money. He didn't judge me, and I soon realized that love was more important to me than financial security. So I dropped my sugar daddy and started dating Tom. I was sure everything would be perfect. What I didn't know was that feeling of being in love can blind you. Sure, Tom was a fun and charismatic guy, but also very irresponsible and unambitious. We couldn't afford healthy food and had to eat lots of pasta and bread, which made me feel tired and sleepy. I just recently found out that I'm gluten intolerant. And worse was that Tom was always exhausted after work. He came home groggy and there was no passion or energy. So I broke up with him. Luckily, my old sugar daddy wanted me back. So at age 20, everything is back to what it was before. You out to a bar. I couldn't believe how confident this was.
I'm Sarah, and for the last few... I had just gotten the phone number of a boy I really liked. I hope...
That. Next time I wrote Chris, he replied, "Sorry, I'm busy." And when I saw him at school, he pretended I didn't exist until I made them a couple. Pretty outside. Spending time with Derek felt like magic, and that confused me. Had I made a mistake by getting married to Matthew? I wasn't sure, but Matthew was already trying to get me pregnant.
Riley, come in the step. Now I give you sauce. Yeah. Riley. Are you finding Danny? Be careful. I find Danny the iPod in your bedroom.
Why, I said so nice, way. It's not in my room, Danny. Have a look in your room, okay? Wait, where's the big contest there? Love you.
way too young.
But you were a teenager when Dad got you pregnant.
17. That's at least 26 in boy years. I'm sure Planetina is very nice, but when you're a teenager, husbands are pushing at best. You underestimate Gordon. He is a very mature young man.
See, Mom, I told you.
This is not happening. End of discussion. Planetina, I think you should leave, please.
Oh, no. Mom, hey, you suck.
Now, it's only a date.
Shut up. My whole life I've never fitted anywhere. Everything I have to say is always met with an eye roll. The act of hearing what I have to say is some exhausting chore. Nobody in this family thinks I can say or do anything right. I've been all over the universe, met hundreds of people, and Planetina is the only one I've ever met that makes me feel like I belong, and you just kicked her out of our house. I will never forgive you for this.
My son, I was in the first grade, and after I was done doing the task Miss Janice gave us, I started reading a book. The teacher looked at me through her thick glasses. What are you reading? Show me. I slowly pulled out the book from my lap. You're reading Shakespeare's sonnets? I'm sorry, miss. When did you learn to read this? When I was 4. Shakespeare is my favorite poet, and Agatha Christie is my favorite author. Miss Janet looked really surprised. She and I had so much in common, and we got closer over time. One day she said, "Why don't I walk you home today, and I can have a little chat with your parents?" I led Miss Janice to my house, and to my horror, we walked straight into one of Mom and Dad's screaming matches. How many times do I have to tell you the same thing? It's a ketchup stain. Stop lying to me. No, that was lipstick. Mom, Dad, we have a visitor. The two stopped short and turned to look at us. Hi, I just wanted to talk to you about Sarah. We want to put her in the Gifted Kids program, and yeah, whatever. Anything you want me to sign before I leave? And with that, he was out the door. I hated their fighting, but I was too happy to care for a change. He'd be back soon enough. But this time, he just didn't come back. Hi, my name is Sarah, and this is my story about how I made money being the babysitter of my own mother. Dad just disappeared, and he had even blocked our numbers. And Mom just became a depressed couch potato. I had to keep up with all my schoolwork and do all the house chores. At 14, I was already busy preparing for my SATs and applying to colleges. One day, when I was studying at home, I got a phone call that shook my world. Mom had been in a terrible car accident. I called Miss Janice, and we rushed over to the hospital. The doctors told us that Mom had suffered a severe head injury and was still unconscious. A week later, Mom finally opened her eyes. The doctor came to check on her, saying everything seemed normal. When we asked her what her name was, she pouted. It's Candace, duh. And what day comes after Tuesday, Candace? Mom flung a plastic cup at his forehead. I don't know, poop-faced. I want my mommy. The doctor said he needed to do a brain scan. Mom kicked up such a fuss as the nurses took her away. The doctor made the most shocking discovery ever. Mom now had the brain of a 6-year-old. He said it was possible she might go back to normal, but it could also be a permanent condition. My mom had turned into an actual baby. My life just turned into a nightmare after that. I had to leave Mom at daycare before going to school. I could see all my college dreams slipping away as I dropped out of my SAT classes. I had enough on my plate right now with Mom and the housework, and
Dr. Kreider has just found something shocking in her young patient's ear.
Oh my gosh. I told the mother, I think I know why your child is having these seizures. These apparent seizures. Just like that. I need some 2% lidocaine and the smallest forceps you can find.
what did you see in there? I want to have a look for myself.
It's actually a simple explanation.
Show me.
At that point, I felt like the mother needed some ownership into this situation.
Nicole, when you turn 18, you'll get to know it must be good to keep up the family status. Got it? Oh my god, I finally got the results back. Look, Mum. A B. A B is not good enough for a good name, Nicole. Do better. Got it? How did you get your name? I got loyal for being loyal to your father. naming ceremony. Mum kicked me out. My name is disappointed. She said you can have it in the family. Goodbye, house. I'm just going to say goodbye to you now because my name's going to be terrible because I've done something with my life. Sorry, could I possibly have some money? Sure. There you go. Nicole, when you turn 18, you'll get a... Nicole, you need to come and see this.
A girl by the name of Nicole spotted kissing teen pop sensation Larry Tiles.
Wait, is that really you and Harry? Wait, are we really not talking about this? No. How long have you and Mrs. Stars been seeing each other for? Say no comment. How about we leave her alone and go? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. That was amazing, by the way. I'm sorry that this has to be insane. I've done nothing with my life.
Next, you can leave.
Oh my god, you got a hero. I knew you wouldn't let family down. Yeah, well done, sis. But it's nice always getting the good things. Wait, no, Nicole, just... let her go. Are you okay? Are you not happy with all this? Yeah. No, yeah, I am. It's just what? I really don't understand how I got it. I've done nothing heroic in my life. Well, it gave it to you for a reason. True. Nicole, you need to look at this. Hang on, let me just go in. Let's go back. Who's that? Why? That's the homeless guy I gave money to yesterday before my naming thing. Oh my god, it's finally happening. 80%, that's amazing. Thanks, dear. Heaven. No. I'm scared. Don't be scared, I promise you'll say no. 100% it's amazing, sweetie. Go that way to heaven. Thank you. Sarah. Hey, girlie. Just because you're my best friend doesn't mean I've got to get you into heaven. Yes, it does. I'm sorry. I hate you. I love you. No. Not my brother. This has to be a mistake. It's okay. I'll be fine. Hey, happy birthday. Thanks. Have you gotten any tasks yet? No. See you later. Hey, Nicole, just be careful. Some tasks are hard. Okay. Hard tasks. See, now that is easy. It's gonna break my bank, but it's easy. Done. Whoa. Hey, can I ask you a favour? Please just do it quick. Promise. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, it doesn't look hurt anymore. It looks quite bad. Oh. What? Happy birthday. Name. Happy birthday.
Oh my god. Guys, hang on. A new headset. Oh.
Oh, let me guess. You got me more clothes. Yeah. I really wish you would have got me a Fortnite.
It was in the bottom of the bag, and now you're not getting it.
Oh, wait. No. Yeah. It's down.
Happy birthday, son.
Come back.
Happy birthday.
Oh my god. Guys, hang on. A new headset. Oh.
Happy birthday, son.
Oh, let me guess. You got me more clothes. Yeah. I really wish you would have got me a Fortnite.
It was in the bottom of the bag, and now you're not getting it.
Oh, wait. Yeah. It's down. Little help?
I wish I could. To be honest, you've got more than we've got.
I'm so sorry to hear that. By the way, congratulations.
Thank you. I hope you have a really nice day. Hello. Do you accept blue cards?
Oh, great. You're one of those. Do you know how frustrating it is that I have to work while you get to sit at home relaxing on your couch eating free food with my tax dollars?
It's not like that at all.
Yeah, you don't know what she's been through.
Never mind. Just... The answer is yes, we do accept those.
Let me get strawberries.
And here's your change. And here's your change.
It's $12.98.
The cake mix too, please?
I'll have to ring that up separately.
Why is that?
Don't act like you don't know. You know you can't use your WIT card for luxury food items like cake.
I'm sorry, it's my first time using this card.
Uh-huh.
How much is it? Maybe I can pay cash.
It's $2.10.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put it back.
What? No. You promised me happy for your birthday.
I know, honey, and I promise you that.
Here. No. Please, don't worry.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't. But I appreciate your offer so much.
Little help?
It's Sam. Why do you act like a girl? I know why. She's a faggot. What you gonna do about it? Look, you look very pretty and young tonight.
What do you want to buy?
There's some V-bucks.
How young?
26?
Get a purse.
Okay. Look, you look very pretty and young tonight.
Do you want to go around this week?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, when are you free? Whenever. Okay, how about Monday? Can't do Monday. Oh, why? Got homework club. Okay, how about Tuesday then?
Ooh, sorry, arts club and netball.
Wednesday?
Nah, chess club is on a Wednesday.
You go to chess club? Yeah. Thursday?
Nope, got swimming.
Friday?
Nope.
Rehearsals. Can you do this weekend then?
Yeah.
Great, okay, how about Saturday? I can do between 1 and half 1. Right, well that's not going to work, is it? What are you doing all day?
No, nothing that much. Just, gymnastics, dance, football, guides, volunteering.
Sunday?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I can do a Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell my mum to come up and so watch a movie.
Something amazing. So that's Sunday in 5 months, 2 weeks' time. I can't wait.
Do you want to come around one this week?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sent my mom a pic of me shaving my legs, and this is her reply.
She overscared me with silly pictures. I thought something poured on your leg, and I was very, very scared to the bone, not knowing that you want to shave your leg.
This female
Clean.
Has been doing this since 2016. Its time is coming to a end. When it gets mad, it goes crazy. That's why the walls are a mess.
I've been having headaches every time I'm playing Lavender version, and I've noticed something strange coming from the cartridge. What is this? It's disgusting. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look. Something's not right. Oh my goodness. Lately I've been having headaches every time I play.
Look, I'm playing Wii Sports, I ball on the court. Liver's coming after the supersonic speed. Liver's coming at you with supersonic speed.